Hello, fellow miniature painters. If you're anything like me, then improving your painting skills is something you're consciously trying to do. It's a process, a journey, and as such, it requires time. However, if you feel you've been stuck lately and it looks like you're not making any progress, never you worry. We've all been there. I have a couple of suggestions on how changing your mindset and approach to painting can improve your results and hopefully make painting even more enjoyable. I would like to talk about 6 topics today, interestingly 3 of which have been suggested and written by ChatGPT. I wonder if you can tell which ones are actually mine and which ones are not. Alright, let's go. Compare yourself to yourself. This way you'll take the burden of feeling worse than pro painters off your shoulders and you'll focus on making actual progress, which is, I cannot stress this enough, always gradual and takes time. It most likely will not happen overnight, but over time you'll see how much you've improved. Compare your current miniatures with things you've painted in the past, study them, look for things that have improved, like paint application, highlights, color composition, whatever it might be. And also, look for things that perhaps need a little bit more work. Don't stick to one golden recipe if you're collecting an army. An approach like that will make you go in circles. Vary things up a bit. Of course, keep it a bit consistent, sure. Leave the bases and some elements the same, but things like skin, shields, power swords, they can all be painted differently. What the hell? Paint a unit or 2 in a reverse paint scheme or an entirely different one. I'm sure you can find an interesting, lore-friendly explanation for it if that matters to you. Know when to stop. The "it's good enough for now" mentality will make you finish projects faster and bring you satisfaction from finishing a thing. I know it's easy to sometimes get caught up in the stress of trying to make everything perfect. My advice is, adjust your involvement from project to project. Painting every single miniature to the absolute top of your ability will just make you burn out faster. Not every painting session has to be a serious task. Allow yourself to have some fun from time to time. Perhaps slap some paint on a couple of miniatures that you need for a game. It's completely fine and will do wonders to your motivation. Consider actually practicing. Have you ever done it? Painting an entire army rarely counts as that. What I mean is, sit down and focus on a particular area that you feel needs an improvement. Are you bad at painting faces, for instance? Maybe you simply haven't had enough practice. I'm sure you have some spare ones, right? And don't be worried about wasting miniatures or bits. You can always strip the paint or start anew or simply repaint them. I would recommend, however, that you keep them. It will be useful for tracking your progress and reference later. Challenge yourself. Use different paints, brands, techniques. Never used speed paints? Give them a go. Or try streaking grime or oil paints. Paint miniatures you've never painted before. There are so many types available nowadays. Resin miniatures, busts, 3D prints, you name it. Don't limit yourself to just one. You'll be surprised what you can learn by opening up a bit. Trust me. This will have a tremendous impact on how you see miniature painting. What if all you paint are space marines? Well, try painting one in bigger scale. It will seem both familiar and different. I'm sure it will be an interesting learning experience. Take photos of your miniatures and post them online. Do not be shy and hide them in the dark depths of your closets. Exposing yourself to criticism might lead to constructive feedback, which will help you improve. The thing is, people will sometimes mention or pay attention to things you never would have thought of yourself. Not to mention, some flaws on your miniatures will be better visible on a photo. Doing this for the first time might be quite eye-opening. You might also receive some feedback that is not too constructive, but I wouldn't worry about that. Remember, at the end of the day, your miniatures are yours alone. Alright, that's it. Painting miniatures is a journey that requires patience, dedication, and the right mindset if you really want to improve. Just to sum up, the tips I mentioned included comparing yourself to yourself over time, knowing when to stop sometimes. Also, varying your color schemes a bit, challenging yourself by painting something different, actually practicing, and last but not least, sharing your work with others online. I do hope you will see an improvement after trying them out, and you will be even prouder of the miniatures that you've painted. That's it for today. See you next time.